Greetings to all and welcome to the session 6 of Unit 3 Reciprocating Machines. For the subject Machine Tool Technology, the subject code is 15ME43T. Myself Mohammad Imran, lecturer, Government Polytechnic, Dharwad. So this is the course content. The reciprocating machine tool is third unit, which will come for 30 marks. The working principle of planar. So in the earlier class, we have studied the introduction about the planar machine and its important parts. The planar machine is a machine tool which uses single point cutting tool. It consists of a table upon which the workpiece is bolted or mounted. The table reciprocates over the stationary workpiece. It is intended for producing mainly flat surfaces that may be vertical, horizontal, angular, keyways. The workpieces which cannot be accommodated in shaper because of its large size can be easily machined in a planar machine. So the figure shows the working principle of planar. You can see here. In a planar, the work which is mounted on the table. This is the work which is mounted on the table. This table will given the reciprocating motion by quick return motion mechanism, and the tool post which is mounted on the vertical cross line, which will be given lateral movement of the tool for accomplishing feed. The tool is clamped in the tool holder and the work table like shaper. The planar is equipped with clapper box. So planar is equipped with clapper box. The purpose of the clapper box is to raise the tool towards upper direction in order to maintain sufficient gap between tool and the workpiece during the return stroke, because during the return stroke there will be no metal cutting takes place. So in order to avoid the damage of workpiece because of the tool during the return stroke, which returns in a quicker compared to forward stroke, the clapper box will shift the tool, it will raise the tool so that it will maintain a sufficient gap between tool and workpiece. The working of double housing planar. So the most common type of planar used in the market is double housing planar. It is used to machine large castings like lathe bedways. You can see the length of the lathe bedway is too large, and the guideways of the lathe. It is used for machining this. Uh, this planar has heavy and long bed. The planar has a long and heavy bed. It is usually 2 to 3 times the length of the table. So it is 2 to 3 times the length of the table. In order to accommodate the total length of the stroke, it is 2 to 2.5 times the length of the bed. It is provided with the two guideways upon which the table reciprocates. It carries the workpiece. There are two vertical housings, columns, which is also called as columns. Two vertical housing are mounted on the mounted near the middle of the bed. Exactly in the middle of the bed, two vertical housing, which is also known as columns, are mounted, and they are connected by a cross beam at the top. At the top, it is connected by a cross beam. If you show the figure, you can. So this is the cross beam, and this is the vertical housing, which is also known as column. You can see in the exact middle of this length bed. This is the bed. So exactly in the middle of this bed, we have vertical columns, that is called as housings. So these vertical housings are connected by cross rail at the top. So the cross rail we have uh, vertical. There are two vertical housing which are mounted near the middle of the bed, An elevating screw is fixed inside the columns on the horizontal cross line, can slide the vertical direction. This is the cross line, horizontal cross line, and there are some feed screw here which is used to move the, it carries this cross rail, the movable cross, this cross rail is fixed one at the top, but this cross rail is movable, which carries the tool post and the tool, which can be moved in upward and downward direction like this, and also you can move this tool in a linear direction parallel to this table. You can move it in linear direction to give cross feed and downward feed. Also you can have two slide tool head, you can see, which is used for different operations, you can see. So in case of shaper we can accommodate only one single point cutting tool, but in case of planer we can accommodate, you can see, four tool heads we can accommodate, so that we can use it for four different operations. The cross rail is vertical, and the cross rail is a vertical tool head. This is the cross rail, is a vertical tool head, and this may can feed crosswise and vertical direction. So crosswise feed and the vertical feed can be given to the tool by means of this cross rail. In addition to this, there are two side tool heads. This is the two side tool heads. You can see here. Two vertical tool heads are mounted to the vertical housing, which are mounted on the vertical housing to give the feed in horizontal and vertical direction. To give the feed in horizontal and vertical direction, we have two tools, horizontal and vertical in that sense by moving upward in up and down direction, horizontal by rotating this wheel here. The tool moves in a horizontal direction. By moving this in upward and downward direction, we can move the tool in horizontal direction to give the feed in horizontal direction. The bigger job is fixed with the help of grooves on the base of planer and is accurately guided as it travels back and forth. Cutting tools are held in tool heads of double housing planer, and the workpiece is clamped onto the workpiece as shown in figure. The work table rides on the tool heads that can be traveled from side to side direction at right angle to the direction of motion of the work table. The tool heads are mounted on the horizontal cross rail. You can see the tool head is mounted on the horizontal cross rail, can be moved up and down by moving this cross rail, and also it can move in a linear direction by moving this in this direction. It can be moved in both the horizontal and vertical direction. The horizontal movement by moving this tool heads like here to here. The vertical movement is applied by moving this cross rail upward and downward direction. Cutting is achieved by applying the linear and primary motion to the workpiece, the motion X, and feeding the tool at right angles to this motion. The primary motion of the work table is normally accomplished by the track and pinion driving using variable speed motor. As with the shaper, the tool posts are mounted on the clapper box to prevent the interface between tool and the workpiece on the return stroke, and the feed motion is intermittent. So clapper blocks is also provided in the planer machine in order to lift the tool during return stroke in order to maintain the gap between tool and the workpiece, because as you know that during the return stroke no metal cutting action takes place. If there is no metal cutting action takes place, what will happen if you keep the tool as it is, and during the return stroke, which is very quicker compared to the forward stroke, will damage the workpiece. In order to avoid that, the clapper box is used to lift the tool and to maintain a sufficient gap between tool and the workpiece during the return stroke. The size of the standard taper is specified by the size of the largest solid that can reciprocate under the tool. In addition to this, Some other parameters such as table size, length, width, type of drive, number of speeds and feeds available, power input, weight of the machine, floor space required, uh, is used to specify the planar completely. Here we can see the specification of the later planar, how the planar machine is specified. So first is important thing is horizontal distance between two vertical housing. This is the vertical housing. The distance between two vertical housing, the maximum distance between two vertical housing, this to this, is used to specify the planar machine. The vertical distance from the tabletop and the cross rail, when the cross rail is in its topmost position. If you move this cross rail into the topmost position, then the distance, vertical distance from the top of the table to the horizontal cross rail is also used to specify the planar machine. The maximum length of the table travel, as it reciprocate how much length of stroke it will cover during the operation, that is also used to specify the planar machine. The length of the bed, so bed, you can see the length of the bed is, it is 2 to 2.5 times greater than the length of the table. So the length of the bed is also used to specify the length of the specify the planar machine. The length of the bed, after that the length of the table, this length of the table, and the method of driving. The machine, it may be pulley driven or gear driven or crank driven, so that type of driven, and the um, horsepower of the motor. The motor used to drive the machine. The horsepower of the motor also specify the planar machine. In addition to that, the total floor space required to install the machine is also used to specify the planar, and also power input to the machine is also used to specify the planar machine. In addition to that, the weight of the machine, total weight of the machine in tons is also used to specify the planar machine. So planar operation, so it is used for machining flat horizontal surfaces, machining vertical flat surfaces, machining angular surfaces, machining curved surfaces, slots and grooves. The operation is very similar to the shaping operation. The only thing here is it can accommodate larger workpiece compared to shaper machine. The planar machine can accommodate larger and lengthier and heavy workpiece compared to shaper operation. So operation are very similar to the shaper operation. So before going to end this session, I will show the simple operation of a double housing planar with a simple video. So this is the bed and this is the table. So this is the horizontal cross rail and this is the vertical hinge and this is the two housings. You can see the surface positioning is taking place here. the video you can see that during forward stroke only the fire is coming, that is the cutting action is taking place. During return stroke no fire is coming, that means there is no contact between tool and the workpiece. And if you see, observe carefully, the return stroke is very quicker compared to forward stroke. Thank you for watching this session.